You know, Lime, it probably would have helped if I had OBS up. Sorry, I'm getting all my social media postings done, and I hadn't had a chance to keep OBS open. That might be a thing that happens this stream. Because as I'll talk about here shortly, my mod, Mr. Yuzui, I had sent him everything that I've done so far, and he's been going through and kind of like helping me work. Mr. Yuzui is the mod. He's also my brother. So he's gonna be. I sent him everything so far. He does a lot of reading for like online work. So I figured, out of everyone that I know, outside of like my artist and a couple other friends, he would probably be one of the better people to talk to about this. My plan is to kind of let him go through and look, grammar, whatever, and then like once we're actually done writing the substantial part of the book, we'll go in and actually find an editor, a proper editor, and a publisher for everything else. But we're gonna go live here, so let me do that real quick. Sorry it took me so long to go live. I also have food because I had like a handful of crackers today to eat, so I'm hungry. But I will try my best not to have like a bunch of mouth noises while I'm eating and working on this. So, but yeah, hope you're doing well today, Lon. It's very good. It is a very early stream. Sundays, I know. I know it's kind of one of those things where it's like, yeah, I do usually have like a set time I want to go live by on Sunday, but today my friend group wants to play some games at exactly 5 o'clock when I normally go live. So I'm kind of wanting to squeeze the stream in a little bit early before I go and play with them. Hope you don't mind. I know it's kind of one of those things too where it's like you throw off people's groups, you throw off people's patterns. So I understand if it's like not convenient for people. I try to be mindful about that. But because I know people like streaks and I know people like their stuff. It's just what was in the cards today. Realistically, one of my things. No, he's not. Sorry to like also engage in our conversation off stream, on stream, but no, Mr. Yozui is the mod of Twitch channel, who is my brother, and he's going over the Arcane Chronicles of the stuff that I've written so far, and he's giving input and kind of like going through and like, okay, this could be changed, this should be changed, and stuff like that. So that's what's going on. Yeah, I haven't sent you the documents yet. I'm sorry. I'm gonna. Well, I mean, in all fairness, too, it's one of those things I just forget to do. Oh, you do help me out, Lime. You do. Hold on, let me get to the writing scene here. You do actually help me out a lot more than you realize. It's just I forget that I forget because they're you show up to streams along with other people to actually like I know Romulus wants to look over the documents too. So I haven't made the document yet for you guys. I mean, yeah, but it's just how I think. That's the problem. It's not anything you're doing specifically or like not whatever have you. It's just me. I might actually have issues. But speaking of issues, yes, sorry for the confusion. My editor in the going live notification is meant to be more so for the book than actually doing videos. I think when we get to wanting to do videos, I already know who I'm going to ask first, Lime. And I'm only saying your name like this a bunch, Lime, because I know that you would be the person that I would ask first to do this, Lime, because I really enjoy the videos that you make, Lime. and I really, really like your editing style line. So if I'm going to be approaching somebody to be an editor for videos, it's going to be you first. So hope you don't mind. But yeah, so today, I mean, I do want you to read them. It's just a matter of I keep forgetting to send them because it's in my mind. It's like, oh, Lime's in the chat. They're reading with me as I'm working. That's all it is. No, I know you do, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, again, I'm not in the position to look for an editor right now because I'm not really making videos. I'm just live streaming. So, but yeah, let me I gotta pull up the document sheet here and go. Pull it up. Its chat is gonna be a little interesting for me today because I'm gonna be doing it off my phone instead of using OBS because my second screen is gonna have Google document up with the notes that my editor, Mr. Yuzui. But yeah, no, I don't plan on taking you away. Okay, so let's see. You're from I think what we need to do is go from the top and then scroll down. This will also be the first time I'm doing like a editing stream of what we have written so far. So let me go through. Oh, I am. So in order to do an M dash properly, if I gotta go like town, it's not gonna auto insert it. I don't know why it doesn't want to do an M dash. So in blue. All right, so was it Blockbuster? You can't. You recall the logo vividly on the side of the building. Building next to it was once it's a chain store. Currently a Blockbuster, yet you recall the logo vividly on the side of the building. Blue. Onto the building. Long. Along with the building next to it. Along with the building next to it, that was once a cheap chain store. Also recall. Building next to it was once a cheap chain store. Also recall the building next to it was. I don't feel like this is actually needed. This oddly shaped strip mall was more like a corner L marketplace off the sound. That's resolved. Blue. Alright, so odd for a movie not to place that books along with their sections. Based naturally. Especially given how much the town often felt put together from cultures from. Okay. So the odd This was a run-on sentence, so I want to make this feel more concise. So, like, the thing is like, in the Google document, I can easily just, like, hop back and forth and make the changes. But because I've already made changes to this before, so can I do editor's work? I don't know if I want to use the onboard editor here. Is everything highlighted? Is it because the editor kicked on? Well, that's a no. Fire Puncher was made. Awesome. This isn't meant to be a resume. Why is it treating it like a resume? Software, I hate you so much. Yes. Not.
Start the game already!
Ow! Suna. Oh, a 10 streak. Nicely done, Kasuna. Thank you for the 10 streak. Sorry. Chat responses are going to be a little slow because my second screen is for people who are coming in. My editor, Mr. Yuzui, for writing, as I've sent him everything over a Google document so he can go through and make changes, or, well, make comments on changes to help me edit it. But for whatever reason now, I can't get rid of the editor. Don't want to rewrite this with Copilot. Why is Copilot activated? What? Did it automatically kick on Copilot when I did that? That's so... Try... I want to turn you off. I want to turn off Copilot. Are you on? Why is Copilot on? How do I turn off Copilot? The Rain, formerly known as Purple. You got it. It's a great song. No. I don't want Copilot at all. I turn you off. It's not going to let me turn it off now, is it? Oh, that is so dumb. Dang it. Hold on. I'm going to try closing and opening up the document again. Thank you. Don't want Copilot. It's freaking garbage and nobody loves it. Anyways, sorry about that delay there. Town, next to it. Odd for a movie rental place to have books along with their movie selections, but if it fits the vibe of this place. it. I love this place naturally, especially given how much of the town often felt put together from other bits of different cultures, from all the different European heritages that coalesced here in this once boom lumberjack town. Many of those cultures coalesced here. Many of those cultures coalesced here in places like this. All across this once booming town every time. Actually, your car. What do you say about this? Dash again. I don't know why it doesn't want to like auto format to an M dash. Is there a way to do? Oh, speak of Mr. Yazui, hello. How you doing, friend? Hope you're doing well. Yes, I've started editing. I'm editing on the main document here. So it's a little clunky to do, but we're making it work. Yeah, second drafts are always good. I like how so many people here have a first. For whatever reason, Mr. Yazui, it's not letting me just like type out an M dash, and somehow Copilot's turned itself on and I can't turn it off. Oh, minus on the numpad. Okay, I'll give that a shot. Oh, that's what it does. Across. All right, so the rerun sentence, I've split it up. Well, if it Control-Alt- works, so what I'll do is just whenever I get to a spot where I need the M dash replace, I'll put it in. I know that's like a telltale sign of AI, but this is all hand typed. I just really wish I'd make sure that Copilot was not here. Yeah, because apparently when you click on editor, it brings up Copilot, and it's like absolute garbage. I don't want that. I've never felt more like a boomer trying to understand the new stuff with Word. Like, bringing me back to like Word 97. So I got rid of the whole pizza chain store next to it because it just didn't feel like it belonged. It wasn't a blockbuster, yet you recall the logo on the front of the building being blue. This oddly shaped strip mall was more like a corner L market placed off of two of the busiest intersections. You technically didn't grow up in this town, you live more specifically. I feel like we need to move this sentence. Remember this place being much more alive back when you grew up in this town. You technically didn't grow up in a specific spot town, you live more outside. It's oddly shaped. Alright, let's try reading it like this. You remember this place being much more alive back when you grew up in this town. You technically didn't grow up in this specific spot of town, you lived more so on the outskirts of town. This oddly shaped strip mall was more like a counter L market placed off from two of the busiest intersections. Well, I never realized you can actually see people in the actual Google document as you're going through it. It's interesting. Let's see here. I think that reads better. You remember this place being much more alive back when you grew up in this town. You technically didn't grow up in this specific spot of town. You lived more so on the outskirts of town. This oddly shaped strip mall was more of a corner L market placed off two of the busiest intersections. You remember coming to this video rental store that way. All right, Lime, hope you feel better, friend. All right, let's see. So, changing that all up, you lived more so on the outskirts of town. This oddly shaped strip mall was more like a corner L market placed off from the two busiest intersections here. In this strip mall, there were several stores here, but they don't come back to you as much as this video rental store does. I remember coming to this rental video store back then. It was, what was it? It wasn't a Blockbuster. You recall the logo vividly on the front of the building. Blue. Hello, chum. How you doing today? Thank you for stopping in. I'm going to apologize in advance. My second screen is taken up with my notes from my editor, so responding to chat may be slow, but I do hope you're doing well today. Ah. Oh. There's nothing wrong with that. Just pursue friendship, and if it blossoms from there, it blossoms from there. Thank you for the 5 streak. Appreciate it. Really do. Hope you get to enjoy those widgets. Also, I should probably make sure I bring up OBS every so often to make sure my model isn't breaking. I feel like this is good. I could probably copy this in to the Google document and then just replace that first paragraph. I feel like that's what I'm going to do. And that way, then, Mr. Yuzui, you can look into it. As we're going along as well. Why did that not take... What's wrong with being lazy? Yeah, I think that's a good way to do it. We'll do that. So their first paragraph of the forward edited. Let me know what you think. Many of your Saturday evenings growing up here were spent looking at various movies, games, candies, popcorn selections, and books for rented. It's now town building. Odd for a movie rental place to have books along with their movie selections, but it fits the vibe of this place naturally. It's town naturally. I think we need to do this town. Because the subject matter would then be, especially given how much of the town often felt put together from random bits of different cultures from all the different European heritages. Many of those cultures coalesced here in places like this. Across, this one's a booming lumberjack town from time 40. I feel like that's good. So I'll put that in there. Okay. Ooh, why did it do that? Why did it format it that way? As long as we don't mess with the Word document, we should be fine. So you car, another M dash, we got that. I feel like that paragraph's good, but we're gonna just copy it over there anyways. Gotta be careful with using keyboard shortcuts because a lot of them are tied up. My VTuber stuff along with OBS. Your car, locking the door out of habit, yearning for simpler times. The answer's never quite key. Answer never quite comes. Ooh. Never. See, like, it automatically wants to never quite come to you. Try that. See, the answer is never quite come. Answer never quite comes. Here we go. Okay. Present tense isn't. That's the mistake I'm making. Grammar was never my strong suit. You got a D in English, Bobby. You speak English. I don't know why it didn't change that. Other pursuits. Another cashier. Check bookstore gaming. All seemed like failed adventures once the town started to catch up to. Everything here seemed like failed adventures. Oh, okay. Everything here, left here. Everything left seemed like failed adventures once. I'm gonna put this in the. No, on it. Try that. Alright. You test the doors, expecting them not to open. To your surprise, though, they do. Gently. Yeah, I see what you mean with this sentence here. You test the doors. To your surprise, though, they do. You gently pry the door open and see the lights are still on inside. Tinted glass would explain why you didn't see the lights on. Dark glass was sure. All right, I feel like here's what we're gonna do, because you could see the shelves. So what we'll do. You test the door, expecting them not to open. So to your surprise, they do. You gently pry the door open to see that even the lights are on. See that the lights. Here's what we'll do. You gently pry the door, see the lights flicker on. The darkened glass was, that was for sure. It flickered on as you entered the building. The darkened glass was newer. You look back. The darkened glass was newer, that was for sure. You guess you just missed the owner. Judging by how the door and the lights are still on, you guess. Instances are proper. That is true. Also notice how people are slightly annoyed at my ditzy shtick. I mean, a ditzy shtick can be fun, but it's a matter of like how people perceive a ditz, you know? Not everyone's a fan of ditzes. I mean, I find them endearing, but I can see why people get annoyed at them. Judging by how the door and the lights, or how the door was unlocked, that lights are still on. Assume you just missed the owner. Regardless, you move into the store, phone in hand. Store. I feel like we're done with this paragraph, so let's go ahead and do that. No space required after. Really, you don't need a space after an M dash? What? This feels weird not having one there. I feel like it's gonna want to correct it. Yeah, it wants to put it as a comma now. It's weird. No, you're not a horrible editor. But yeah, chum, it's one of those things where it's like, it's part of the sign of the times changing is when people have different like preferences on people, I guess. Locking. When did that get capitalized? Come on, you wanted to come here. Nostalgia memories from simpler times, a comic book store. I'm gonna stick with spaces for now because that helps me like see them. So, and this shouldn't be capital A, then that should be a lowercase a. And then afterwards, yeah, it makes sense to do the capitals because it's different functions. Also, it is a shick being put on them, or who you are is probably an important distinction to me. What do you mean by that? Like, I mean, it's meant to be the reader, so it's not like you, if that makes sense. Like, it's not like a person's name, it's just meant to be the reader. Like, it's meant to be their POV that they're going through. Welcome back, chum. But yeah, like the ditzy thing too, chum, and people not finding it near as endearing is a symptom of, well, how I'd put it, it's just like, there were so many people that put on like the fake ditzy girl thing. And that yours what you're referring to? We're well over an hour away from home yet. Maybe we just don't need the ellipses there. What if we just go like this? Yet you're not sure why tonight. I don't feel like we need the ellipses here. Yet. Sure why tonight of all nights you wanted to come. Especially as you just left your parents' house not too long ago, but you came. But now the thing is like this sentence kind of feels like the sentence is almost 4 lines. So all nights. You're not sure why tonight of all nights. What if we just go get rid of there? You're not sure why tonight wanted to come here, especially if you just left your parents' house not too long ago. We go long ago. So what if we go like this? Hold on. Copy. There. Oh, I just totally like screwed up your. You actually require locking the doors out of habit from living in a larger city. Were. Are. Makes sense. Do. Just left your parents' house not too long ago. Nostalgia, memories, yearning for a simpler time. The answer never quite comes to you, but regardless of the answer's not. Find your face in the darkened reflection of the glass doors. Building. Long since been empty, just racks of empty shelves lining the walls and boxes filled with. Whoever owned it since then seemed to try. I hate that this isn't like game mode. Doors, expecting them to open. To your surprise, they do. You gently pry the door open to see the lights flicker on as you enter the building. With try that here. The second person POV here is it's pure writing decision. Like it doesn't need to be here. I like it. Like it's meant to be like the story is you going through everything. That's where we're still keeping it. Let's see here. Bruh. Suddenly you get a feeling that removing the maybe or probably in the sentence. Suddenly you get the feeling that reporting yourself trespassing is not the best idea. Best of ideas right now. Apple. Just as you get the feeling that recording yourself trespassing is not the best idea, right? Oh, best of ideas right now. Sure, it was unlocked. But I think a little restructure here. I'm gonna try that. One way. As you do. box with a note. Top of it, sitting on the. Put the phone away. As you do, you notice a box with a note on top of it, sitting on the countertop. Glance down at the note and read. Paste this in the Google document. Check with Marty. When you look further into the box, look down further into the box. Look down down past the note. Box. C. Clean stack of neon packaged VHS tapes, all sorted, stacked neatly. It looks like the classic Star Wars: A New Hope. On there. Try this. Right. Prominently, you notice a burly man with ending up. He's clad in a weird-looking cyberpunk tech coat on him with what looks to be dog-like features. Let's do that. What if we do this? Just remove the question marks entirely and go. Like, maybe? We go. Be dog like features. Maybe. Tail. Okay. Yeah, like is better there. You're right there. Is alright. As you go. Let's try flipping it around. He's clad in a weird. Yeah, I see what you mean, because like with how it's written out, it almost seems like the coat has it versus him having it. So he's got what looks like Dog or wolf-like features. I'll just do wolf-like features. Features a tail, wolf, head. It's clad in weird-looking cybernet. Okay. Similarly clad vampire seems. Similarly clad. Similarly clad vampires seem to be replacing Vader in the background. I see what you mean here. So let's do. Second POV is strange. Let's do really some sort. He's clear. Also, clearly is a sort of military-based hero, some sort of werewolf. A vampire clad similar to. All right, here, I'm going to put this paragraph in the Google document. Then tell me what you think. Prominently, you notice the burly man up front. So we'll just reread this real quick. Prominently, you notice that the one up front is a burly looking man with a sword and a gun aiming upwards. He's got what looks like wolf-like features. I don't need the leg there. Features. Tail, along with wolf ears at top. Let's copy this real quick. I'm gonna colon here. You want the colon before the key got, so like he sounds better. He has, yeah, I agree. Just paste this in here. I don't know why it's like messing with all the formatting too as we're doing this. Kind of weird looking cyberpunk tech coat with minimal armor on as well. It's also a sort of military-based hero mixed with some sort of werewolf man. Not too sure, but you see other fantasy-esque characters on the cover with a vampire clad similar to him seen. Why did I put seen there? So that means that A needs to be capitalized. A little fruit salad. Tail along with hole clears the top of his head. He's clad in a weird-looking cyberpunk tech minimal run as well. He also clearly is some sort of. He clearly is also. Really, that doesn't need to be capped. They had to capitalize after a colon. A vampire clad similarly to him seemed to be replacing Vader in the background. And Arcane Chronicles across the top. All our text title. Only if it is a complete sentence. Okay. Thank you. See, school was a lot closer for you than it was for me, so I do appreciate you being here. Vampire clad similar to him is seen. Seen. Seen placing Vader in the background. In Chronicles Stop. Nox Mille Stellarum. Season 1 written by the publishing house called Far-Fetched Tales. Seems incredibly He-Man-like in nature. Like this. Yeah. As if it was to be better than a pickup anyway. It's clad. See, that's what I was thinking too, but it wanted to make it past tense. Yeah, that's what you're thinking, right? He's clad in a weird-looking, yeah. It's 100% issue with POV. Because it's like you're looking at it, and it's like he's clad. And then that'll probably have to be the same with the clad for the vampire, too. Or should we do dressed instead of clad? What if we go dressed? What do you think of that? Plaid is fine? Okay. Put plaid back there then. Chronicles, alright. Seems incredibly He-Man-like in nature, as if it was a competitor that never took off in America or well anywhere. Never seen this before. Glancing around, you make sure you are. Still. Up. Picked up the tape. Pick up the tape. Do you want this all to be present test? Nope. Wonder how many of your comments are just like, put a M dash here. Oh, that's good. See, on the Word document, still wants to put a semicolon. Or should we just start a new sentence? You've never seen this before. What if we go? We do. You've never seen this before. It seems incredibly He-Man-like in nature, as if it was a competitor that never took off in America, or well, anywhere for that matter. We're off with that control. Yeah, this. You go ahead and do. I'll let you finish your thought, and then I'll. Make this an ellipses. Let's do this as a lowercase or anywhere for that matter. Bouncing around to make sure you're still. Oh, you make sure you are still. Bouncing around you to make sure you are still alone. Yeah. Well, I do suggest removing some and replacing with comma. Which some? Trying to make sure you're still alone. Yeah. That's exactly what I was going for. Yeah, let me take. Dance. Dance. That's good. Probably makes. There was a lot to watch. Still wants to do a semicolon. Sure you were. However, notice tape was, you know, if that feels out of place. That feels out of place. Why? Such a retro-looking cartoon brought up to that level. I'm going to delete this paragraph. We're going to copy in the new one. There. It still wants a semicolon there after the alone. So yeah, like right here, it wants that to be a semicolon. Try space before and after the M dash. M dashes are just kind of annoying though. Because like I know when you're doing like something like He-Man like, you want the dash or the hyphen before the like, because it's, you know, you're being like, it's spider like, it's wolf like. Yeah, right here with the space. Be a semicolon here? Yeah, that might be a better idea. Let's try that. That's something. Alone. Looking. I wonder if it wants to do the semicolon because it's like, or well, anyway, glancing around to make sure you're still alone still, because it's like changing the sentence idea or like the that's not the word I'm looking for. It's changing the messing around before we make sure you're still alone. I upgrade you. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can make you an editor here. I gotta remember how to do that. I need to do it on my phone. I think it's tense issue. It's probably 100% a tense issue. Let me get to Google Docs. All right, I've updated you to being an editor now on that document, so that should help you be able to be a bit more concise with your edits as we're doing this live. Go to the next paragraph. It's a tense issue. It can't be a proper sentence, so it can't be a semicolon. Oh. So it's 100% then a tense issue. Okay, let's see here. Pick up the so anyway, we're glancing around. Glancing around. See, like, I feel like we need to just restructure glancing around. So, like, glancing around. What if we go glancing around? Make sure you're still alone. You pick up the tape. We go glancing around to make sure you are still alone. Pick up the tape. Hello. See? You can edit the document now. Hello, world! Okay, so let me go back to here. Glancing around. Make sure you're still alone. That. What about that? Glancing around to make sure you're still alone. That. Glancing around, you make sure you're still alone. Satisfied, you then pick up the tape and give it a hat. See, that feels better, right? You've never seen anything like this before. It seems incredibly He-Man-like in nature, as if it was a competitor that took off from America, or, well, anywhere for that matter. Glancing around you, you make sure, instead of you, maybe we go to sure. To make sure. But that probably means there is a lot. Alright, what are we changing here? Flip the sentence around? Okay. Good. That means so we're doing good. That means that there is a lot to watch. So we just need to get rid of that. Probably. That there is probably a lot to watch. Good. That probably. All right, that flows a lot better. Thank you. However, upon closer inspection, you notice the tape was meant to be an elaborate package for early DVDs that fell out of place. Early DVDs fell out of place. That feels out of place. How would such a retro-looking cartoon have been brought up to a level of technology and still be this heavy? How many DVDs would be needed? Why would such a retro-looking cartoon have been brought up to the level of technology and still be this heavy? How many DVDs would be needed for a season of a late 80s to early 90s cartoon show? I like that. Do you feel good about that paragraph? I feel pretty good about that paragraph. All right. Good. Oh. Is that a run-on sentence you're feeling? It's good? All right, cool. We're going to move on to the next paragraph. Move on right here. Better way to find out you to, well, watch it. You pop open the case, see how many discs are inside. Or inside. I feel like you want to be like inside. Or inside. You're to kind of make two sentences. You pop on the case, see how many discs are inside. You're surprised. Yeah. Because it does kind of have that like run-on sentence feel. You're surprised. Oh no. I don't know what I did there. You're surprised. Surprise. Has. To your surprise, it has. Ask. Need to put that ask elsewhere too. Doesn't want to make the E capitalized. The E shouldn't need to be capitalized there. There's another ask in this document. Hold on. Surprise. Ask note. Is that with another written message on it? The note was clearly mass-produced still. Just clearly. Commented on it. Index card. Yeah, let's try it without it. Without the ask. Index card note. Another written message on it. This note is clearly mass produced, but still has the feel of a personalized note. Hey, you don't know me, nor do I know you, but this project of love is from 3 yet. Oh, it said but do yet. Maybe do like and yet it still has the feel of a personalized note. I feel like still has the feel of a personalized note. I feel like that's good. Hey, you don't know me, nor I know you. But I know you, but this is Project Love from 3 brothers. We often butt heads, often argued, but we always came together to enjoy a Saturday morning cartoon with a chance. Those days are long gone for us now. We moved on, we grew up, but still, here I am. I published our works with an overseas company from Japan. It took all I had to even do this at all, but I believe our vision came true with this afterwards. We made our own Saturday morning cartoon. It, well, never got picked up by anyone and we lost all the money. Well, I did, but our dream was still realized we did it. Sometimes chasing your dreams will lead to them coming true, but not in the way you think. This is proof of that. I may never see the day when this cartoon takes off, but we made sure we had enough to work with just in case. We could go on for 7 or even 10 seasons. We might even outshine Scooby. If you're reading this, find these tapes here. I set up a P.O. box where you can fill out this flyer and send it to us over at. Maybe we should replace this M dash with an ellipses because, like, we didn't get to finish the thought. Pause. Pause reading the note as something clatters towards or near. You pause reading the note as something clatters back of the store. Pause reading the note as something clatters. Pause reading the note. Near the back of the store. Try that. Back of the store. Put the note back in the case and shut it. Setting it down as you go off towards the back of the store. As you pass, as you move past. You pass a row of empty shelves and boxes you see. Pause the note. Okay, so what if we do? You pause the note as something clattering near the back of the store. Put the note back in the case and shut it. Setting it down as you go off towards the back of the store. Getting past a row of empty shelves and a stack of boxes. let's see. I'll make sure you're not. Welcome back, chum. What's up? Hope you're doing well. Did I miss something? Did I ask how you're doing today, chum? I hope I did. I hope you're doing well. Sorry, my short-term memory is garbage. See the door, the back office had been. Should be writing. Well, you can totally write too. Off as you move past the row of empty box, you see the door to the back office has been knocked over. I don't even feel like we need feeling more mystery. I don't feel like we need that. We just get rid of that, revealing more mystery than you would have expected on this nostalgia-driven trip. I feel like we don't need that. Oh, if you got the time, yeah, right, Jim. It's totally fair. Totally based to right. Flex your creative muscle. So we mean other visitors yet to be seen. Alright. The office door was opened by another stack of those VHS tape little pieces having fallen out of a box that was haphazardly stacked behind the door. No other visitors yet, it seemed. Hang out of relief. Hang out in relief, you decide that even though it is probably a possible issue with your call count, you take one of these cases. What about that? Sighing out in relief from there being no one else here, you look back to the cartoon show in your hand. You decide that even though it is possibly a crime, possible issue with your moral compass, you take one of these cases. About that. Sighing out in relief from there being no one else here, you look back to the cartoon show in your hand. You don't have it in your hand, you set it down. About that. Sighing out of relief from there being no one else here, you look back to the cartoon show before you. Scattered before you. You decide that even though it is probably a crime and a possible issue with your moral compass, you go back and take the case you held earlier. Oh, you're talking like cases? So what about that? Sighing out of relief from the no, you look back to the cases scattered before you. Down? Yeah, because it is in front of me. Cases. Yes! Alright, we're on the same page. I'm not sure how I like the end of it, though. You go back and take the case you held earlier and look about before. Now it's like, why would we be going? Yeah, so like, I think what we need to do here. Oh, what about one of your fan fictions, chum? Do you want to work on one of those? Do you want to work on your own story? Go back and take the case you held earlier. Because, see, like, the problem that we have right now, too, is we need to make it so that these... That is an excellent question. Probably fine. Yeah, but it feels weird to, like, walk back and forth. Roll a dice, and if it lands on... I can't remember how many fan fictions you were working on. Was it 2? Was it 3? Just roll a dice and then see what number it lands on. That's the fiction you should work on for your project. Okay. Probably. We do... Decide that probably can plus a show across the into the office, see if there are any other surprises here. Well, that way, then it's like... Keep this from here. Word document. You can see. Like ragged old shirts for employees in it. So what about that? From what you can see, from what you can see, there are only these two boxes available. One having it looks like ragged old shirts for employees in it, and the one that knocked open the door. Very good time to leave with your DVDs. To prove. Too much to pick. That's why I said roll a dice, because you can get a dice number in almost any size. This next one here. It's proved to be decision. This would prove to be a decision that would change the course of how you looked at your nostalgia when and now set something in motion you never quite understand, and that the journey to learn more about this arcane power. Why? Stealing. Because the all right. So the reason why we're stealing, I guess I should probably explain, is because what bridges the gap between the beginning of this book, basically what's going on, for why we're stealing, why would we be taking this case as the reader, is because it's the narrative device that is going to be going through the different books. So like what's linking you to each book. So at the end of this book, spoiler alerts, the guy that owns the store calls you. I haven't had it written out yet, but the idea is that the guy who owns the store ends up, because, again, what he's dealing with, he just had somebody come in and steal something, so he's like, well, I'm going to figure out who did this. They find your fingerprints at the place, and they have you exiting your car on security tape, so it's like, it's you. So they find you, get a hold of you, and say, "Hey, we wanna have our stuff back." And then, because you reached out to the creator of the show, that's going to be the narrative throughput for everything. So, like, the idea being is we're felons. Nah, we're not felons. No, the idea is basically that they didn't need the fingerprints for us. They had the security footage, the CCTV footage of us in the parking lot, parking the car, going into the store, and because we just left with the DVD case in our hand, they're like, well, we need to get a hold of this person and figure out what they're doing. But by the time they get a hold of us, we've already reached out to the creator of the show. So yeah, like the idea, I'm gonna put it in the lore doc. copy this. Then you put this in the... Let's do this one here first. You now set something in motion. Make sure I got the right document up here. Time to leave with DVDs. This would prove to be a decision that would change the course of how you looked at your nostalgia dreaming of your... Now, it set something in motion you could never quite understand, and the journey to learn more about this Arcane Chronicles, this cartoon. Lead you down. How do we feel? I mean, I feel like that's better than what we had before. You now set something in motion you could never quite understand, and that the journey to learn more about this cartoon in Chronicles. What the journey. You now set something in motion you can never quite understand, and that the journey to learn more about this cartoon, the Arcane Chronicles, lead you down. What if we go? You now set something in motion that you could never quite understand. Why is it only playing like the same 6 songs? I swear Spotify is like broken. This played Rain, formerly known as Purple, like 3 times now. Let's see here. I'm gonna put a period in here. You now said something emotion you never could ever really understand. This journey into learning more about this for cartoon, this Arcane Chronicles. What about that? You now said something emotion you can never truly understand. This journey into learning... Journey? I don't feel like we need to capitalize there. This journey into learning more about this forgotten cartoon, this Arcane Chronicles. Arcane Chronicles will change how you view looking back on your youth and your dream to uncover more of this mystery. I feel like that's good. No, 100%. Yeah, it's really annoying too because like I noticed that first because I've told you about my like 80-hour playlist, right? I noticed in there where it doesn't actually play every song in the playlist. It just plays like a select handful of music for like an hour. It was the same reason why when Pandora started doing that, I stopped listening to Pandora. Really annoying. I want to see... I gotta go to playlist. I thought there was a way to like might be looking in the wrong settings here. Hold on. I'm gonna mess with this real quick. autoplay. Full. And crossfade auto mix. Yeah, I hate the smart shuffle too. Because like most of the time I listen to Spotify, it's on standard. Let's do fewer repeats. That should help. Try that. Fewer repeats. Alright, you're gonna go grab some food? Okay, while you're grabbing food then, I'm gonna implement the changes. Speaking the cases of DVDs. Only. And I just click. Oh, I hate modern technology. I hate modern technology. Menting. Taking the case of DVDs in hand, you decide that you resume looking through the case. To your surprise, you see that not only does it contain a disc for season 1, but also an OST for the show, a documentary disc, and a poster of all things. Lamenting that your car doesn't have a CD player, you wait to listen to it until you arrive back at, but it's going to say, yep, at your home. No, still. Lingered. Your poem is It is a wild thing to be on the internet. It is very wild to be on the internet. Having a CD player, you wait to listen until you're right back at your home. Trip home gives you plenty of time to dwell on what will be. Series. As a maester. Just gonna try to plug in as things as possible. Not just. We cannot have. Yeah, I see what he means there. Just have. Not have. This information readily available for really news. We've got a status to maintain. Hate the eat too light grammatically changed dialogue. I think it might be better as we have a status to maintain. We must keep the peace here, even if one of our biases is gone rogue. It wants to be perfect. C. So I'm not gonna. I'm not sure if keep the peace status to maintain. Oh, I see. We have a status to maintain. A status to maintain. City. And that we can keep the peace here, even if one of our brightest have gone. Status. We have a status to maintain as protectors of our city, and then we can keep the peace here even when one of our brightest have gone. Yes. See here. There was a pause on the other side of the communicate as the other side of the thing. Clerk attending kept her gaze away from the wizard as he appeared for chance. But yeah, what did you find that makes you remark about the internet being a wild place to be on today, chum? What horrors have you peeped? But yeah, no, the internet is a wild place to be. Milkshake stuff. Also, that does kind of crack me up because like I had forgotten ordered, and it showed up like 2 minutes before stream went live, so it's all cold now. Waited for chance to speak. Just have to realize that as big. Just have to realize that as be a big whack. No, the internet is. I think part of the problem why everything on the internet is so serious too right now is just that's what sells, that's what gets clicks. So they're going to be pushing for your news feeds, your social media feeds to be full of things that get you to react to it, whether it's good or bad. Kind of part of the problem, a lot of this stuff. So it has to maintain. So that's to maintain. But no, being involved in social media just in general is just not. Wait for his chance to speak. Or his. He waited for his chance to speak. Not his turn, but chance over. Things never go well, it's just been transferred. There's rumors of a mysterious killer on the loose. Once been a postman. This one are a powerful augmented. There's rumors of the mysterious killer, so it's been a postman. Postman, alright. Postman. Guild made up of powerful augmented units, the highest ranks of government. They beast. There's nothing wrong with lazy gaming. Also, don't call it lazy gaming, because if you're having fun with it, getting enjoyment out of it, I wouldn't call it lazy. Things have not been going well since what transpired the other night, as rumors of the mysterious killer on the loose had once been a postman. Postmen are a guild made up of powerful augmented agents at the highest ranks of governments. They were made to keep the peace for the citizens of this country. This war would be devastating to the trust and security of all that they, postmen themselves, aim to do. She erupted her temple as the stress from all this transcribing made it difficult for her to think of all the ramifications that would befall this branch should this. Let's get out. Now, I understand that the public needs to be aware of this, calmly despite the red of the space betraying. His true feelings. Emotion? Yeah, let's try that. Susan said calmly, despite the red of his face betraying the emotion he was really feeling. Me. You admit. Admit. What time is it? I am about out of time for today. I can do one last copy paste here. Clerk. Since the phone was my talk. Well, years have passed since the founding of this. Stagger. Much more in the eyes of the Alright, let me do this last copy paste over. And then okay. I think with that, I feel like we made some good ground in editing. Probably the next writing stream we do will be a. Well, I meant that more as in like a way, don't feel bad about yourself with gaming. You know? I guess it also is because like growing up, lazy was given a very, very negative connotation to me. So it's like, I'm not sure. I mean, you can. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just my personal preference. I think that needs to be seen. Seams. See the seams now. Okay, I think with that though, we're going to call the editing session for today. I feel like we did really, really good. A lot of this stuff is really helpful. I feel like it flows a lot better. I need to eat, and I got friends that want to game, so we're gonna call it here today. Yeah, we'll do more editing on this. For I believe it's going to be the next time we do a writing stream. We'll do more editing here. But yeah, next I'll be going live is Tuesday. I think we'll be either playing a game or we'll do more writing. But with that all being said, I do hope you guys have a great night. I am going to go try to chow some food real quick. Yeah. Little updates here before we leave. Next week, streaming is going to be. I'm going to try to stream as much as I can because there is a chance that the last 2 weeks of July I will have little to no time to go live, as I'm being asked to do some stuff. Don't know if I can actually just say that I'm going to be doing what I'm doing on stream. I have mentioned it before, but just for sake of what the thing is, I won't be talking about it till later. But yeah, so this next week we'll be trying to go as live as often as we can for as long as we can, so that I can give you guys stuff to go over while I'm busy. But a lot of that's going to depend on other factors outside of my control. But I do hope you all have a good night. I want to thank you guys so much for coming in and watching and being here as we did our brief little writing stream. I know that it's an odd time for a lot of y'all. I know we went earlier live. We went live earlier and are ending when we normally would go live. But it is what it is. So I'm gonna go eat some food, change my laundry around, and then go game with my friends. So I do hope you all have a good day. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. If I go live on Monday, it's going to be very, very briefly because I got an appointment the evening. So, yeah, hope you all have a good one, and I will catch you guys in the next stream. Take care, everybody. Bye. Oh, welcome back. I still have the document open. I need to go eat and change laundry around. So, I'll catch you later, Mr. Yuzui. Thank you so much for your help. I really do appreciate you with helping me edit this. And then yeah, when the editing is done with what we got done written so far, I'll make it so that other people can access the Google document to read. I'll be making a separate document for it so we can have some privacy here. But yeah, hope you all have a good day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Bye.